All right, guys, our next debate tonight is Croutons versus Futons. Yeah. I was really drunk when I came up with these topics this month. On the side of Croutons, he's a host of Mile High Sci-Fi. Put your hands together for Harrison Rands, everybody! And on the side of Futons, put your hands together for Mara Wiles, guys. Mara Wiles! Going first on the side of Futons, Mara Wiles.
There we go. That was just for effect. Millenniums, years, decades, minutes, hours, seconds. You get the idea. It goes deeper than what you think some silly play on words. The futon has been a noble, stable form of lumbar support to the human race since the dawn of time. The name futon comes from the origins of Hiroshima Futon, the Japanese samurai who developed the padded couch that was easily foldable, so when they wanted to practice kung fu, they could do so without hitting any troublesome furniture. Samurais were brave, and they needed the futons to give them strength. In the year 1000, or the 1000, as some would call it, the evil Mongolian soldiers, the Croutons warrior, invaded the noble Japanese territory. They used stale bread that they had ransacked from all of Russia and taken out of the mouth of crying babes and over-seasoned it with butter like the greedy jerks they were, the Croutons warriors. And they had come to Japan to steal rice paddies. 15,000 samurais on record died that day. But they beat them in the long run because of cholesterol reasons. The medieval times, when King Henry had to face the evil warlock Croutons, who had caused famine through the villages by stealing all the bread, the king granted everyone a futon so they could rest, and the crops were never better that year. Vietnam! Charlie got a hold of some stale bread croutons, used it as pellets, and when people were throwing their babies into the helicopter hoping for a better life, the ones that were caught were placed gently, that's right folks, on a futon. The ones that were dropped were pelted relentlessly by the communists with croutons. In the 1980s, the futon made a comeback on college campuses, giving you a better place to make out on than the salad bar in Fair and Hall. Croutons have been a pain in our side for years, being used by the Nazis, slave owners. When is it gonna stop, croutons?
That was great.
Thanks, Harrison.
That's great. Hey, have some croutons. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, dude, it's too cool for school. Oh, yeah. Lady you can't catch. Croutons, you say? Really? Croutons? Yeah, they're delicious. Good story about futons, by the way. Good fact, story about... Where'd you get that, Wikipedia? It sounded real. I just so happen to subscribe. Croutons Monthly, yeah. It's a real magazine, okay? It doesn't fuck around. You want to know real history. You want to know some facts. How about the history of croutons? All right, I'll read it to you. It was a normal winter day on July 16th, 1983. Ooh. When Bradley Crouton awoke in his bedroom apartment in Alice Springs, Australia. That's where it was? Wow. A lot of people probably don't know that. That's pretty impressive. Little did he know that that day he would make the greatest discovery of all time, and aside from the shake weight, he would have the greatest invention of 2001, 83, 2001, okay, that makes sense. It's the crouton. Bradley had to make dinner that evening for some very important guests, Michael Condiments and a man named Marty Drybread. Oh, I know where this is going. In Bradley's haste, he mistakenly left a bag of baguettes outside in a climate way too dry for that kind of idiocy. Wow, that's kind of mean, writer. Jeez. While making the rest of the meal, which consisted of salad, soup, and chocolate cake, ooh, I like where this is going. A seasonings truck heading through the neighborhood and going way too fast, mostly because the driver was shit-faced and high in gold paint. I like that, they put that. Crashed into a telephone pole 40 feet from Bradley's baguettes, resulting in the bread and two homeless people being covered in tasty, tasty seasoning. And then it says, tasty homeless people. 3 hours later, while eating a very bland and dry salad, Bradley remembered the baguettes. He then ran to the front door to find the bread had been taken and only a pile of Mrs. Dash and a bag of aluminum cans was in its place. Where's this going? Meanwhile, 14 miles away, two homeless guys were the belle of the ball at their local soup kitchen when they provided tasty seasoned bread to all their just as homeless buddies. They also had 3 cans of gold paint and a dead trucker to share. Weird. That's when the bread became a huge hit, and homeless people lined the streets and waited for hours for a handful of the treats to put in their hobo chili. The Keebler's Soup Kitchen, which decided that was good. They decided that was a good opportunity, so they didn't want to pass on that. So they began to mass produce and sell the bread. Ooh. They still did not have a name for the tasty snack when the owner of the soup kitchen asked one of the 2 homeless guys, because the other guy died, he pickled his liver. They asked him, the guy who brought the miracle, what they called it. The hobo was so drunk, he was actually trying to say, "Kill me now." But instead it came out as crouton, because who can really understand vegans, right? And then the crouton was born. How about that, futon?
I'm winning this round with you, Mike. Who knows about the whole debate, but right now. For someone who speaks so highly of croutons, your love of croutons, all this croutons, I think you should be ashamed of yourself, Harrison, because I've caught you in some pretty compromising positions this last week. My surveillance has, oh God, you're such a phony, is what it is. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. Okay, who's this on a futon? Chillaxing and relaxing. Not taking care of laundry very well because there's some tidy-whities missing.
That's pretty good.
Hey, wait!
Well, look what I happen to have. Who's that eating a fucking crouton?
That's not me. Someone stole my glasses. That's Chris Sharpen's here. Oh, you think you're better than me, huh? Well, who's this getting high as a kite while being comfortably supported by a futon? Druggy McDruggerston over here. Drug Problem USA.
Is that an 8-foot bond?
Yeah, it is. Harrison, you have a problem. Maybe you should stop getting the munchies with your croutons.
That's funny. Who do I have here eating some fucking croutons?
They are just too good. The butter. There's so much butter on them. Huh, well, who maybe had a little too much fun with that bong and that pimply ass right there. This is why futons are great. They've been giving you, a drunk, a place to sleep for years. They give stepkids a place to feel normal when they're visiting their new dad.
That's awesome. I guess that's a good point. I guess we agree to agree.
No, show this. I'm topless holding croutons. The best one, and you don't even show it. Harrison, come here. It's clear. I think it's clear we both.
Can we agree to disagree?
Only if you'll
What the fuck? Was that your purse?
break some bread with me. Just don't get any crumbs in my futon. I think we win. I'll host you.
You're awesome.
That's it, guys. Just go home.
You know what that was like? That was like two just like really washed up boxers just like slugging it out. And they're like, oh, nobody's winning this one. And then they just hug and saunter off out of the ring. Mara Wiles, Harrison Reigns, everybody. Croutons versus Futons. And if you want to subscribe to Crouton Monthly, I think Harrison is only 4 subscriptions away from a lifetime supply of croutons. They got a weird subscription racket there.